Hey everyone, welcome to MT Guitar. Today we're doing Beast of Burden by the Rolling Stones. So this is an absolutely beautiful song. It appeared on 1978's Some Girls album from the Stones. Written by Keith Richards for the most part, and there's some beautiful sort of tapestry going on with Richards and Ronnie Wood, as is typical for this era where their parts are sort of blending between rhythm and lead. As far as an acoustic version, I had a total blast thinking, okay, let's say I wanted to play this on an acoustic guitar solo. And standard is pretty tough because it's sort of some really fretted triads that are not so easy on acoustic, but open G, right, with a Capo 4th fret, so far so good. But I was having trouble with that low E, which turns into a D in open G tuning, right? So I kept it at E. So it's kind of a hybrid between open G and then keeping the E bass where it is. That way I can wrap my thumb over for the F chord, and then you get a really nice full sound where we always get the bass like this. Okay? And I wouldn't be able to do that if I was in open G. I'd have to go like this, right, with the 3rd fret, and then I'd lose this high G. So anyway, a little bit of the behind the scenes is how I came to this tuning. We're in open G for all these strings, but that's a low E still. All right, so let's get our bearings before we zoom in and understand. In open tunings with the Capo, we can get a little bit lost in what this key of the song is. The song is in concert E, but we have a Capo and we're using open G tuning more or less, right? So that first chord's really a C in guitar. We can transpose instruments, right? Saxophone is either in B flat or E flat, and so their notes are made simpler to be, well, that's a C note, but it's concert B flat, a little bit of music theory background there. So we're in open G, so this first chord is a C chord, okay? Then it goes G to A minor. Now, this is a full 4-fingered A minor. I was having trouble with this because I want to sing and I want to be free and not worry, so I'm just going to do an A minor 7 here. Sounds really nice anyway, so you're welcome to do this if you want a full A minor, or you can do the A minor 7. But you notice it's very easy to play because I just moved my middle finger down. So great way to play this tune. And then F. And because of the open G tuning, we're at 3rd fret for that F. But the bass is still on 1st fret. Okay, so really that's a huge portion of the song right there. Now a very fun thing happens in halfway through where the bass line dramatically changes. The bass line goes to A minor over F, again in the key of the guitar, and then finally F. And the G goes over an E bass, very cool. It kind of creates a C major 7 sound. Adds a lot to this softer, slower song of the Stones, where all of a sudden we have some major 7 chords. You don't see that every day in more like hard rock. So this is a great chance for the Stones to throw this beautiful songwriting in, right? Really changes a lot. Okay, so this tuning allows for that, and it's kind of like the open tuning with the Capo allows for these really cool combinations of the guitar parts with the bass line to work. There'll be a full tab of this on the Patreon. It's a really fun acoustic song to play, so do learn this with me here. Remember to subscribe, check out a few other videos, and check out the Patreon where you can get access to a bunch of resources. All right, hope you're doing well out there. Let's go ahead and zoom in and learn this song. All right, so let's go ahead and get into hybrid G tuning. I'm just making up a name for it, but seems as good a name as any. We're gonna turn the E string down to D. Well, let's take the Capo off and do it. Actually, you want to do this without a Capo on. E string down to D. Okay. B string stays where it is. Good thing about open G. The B, G, and D strings all stay where they are. Okay, so the E down to D, the A down to G, and then that's it. All right, you're good to go with that because we're going to keep the E where it is. Normally we'd tune down the E for open G, but we're going to keep it where it is. My little, I'm sure I didn't invent it, but my little fun discovery. It's a really fun tuning because you can keep the bass notes the same. Now we place the Capo on the 4th fret after you've gotten into that tuning. Should sound like that, or open G with a low E. You should be good to go. Okay? So, very fun song to play because it's actually not that difficult in this tuning. So we're gonna go a pinch. We're gonna pinch the fifth string with our thumb, the first three strings with our three fingers. Of course, you're welcome to play this with a flat pick, no problem. Just strum down, but it's really fun fingerstyle. So I'm gonna do it fingerstyle here, and I'm gonna be hammering onto a C chord, G over C to be exact. But that's gonna be this chord right here. So let's get that chord going. It's open from the fifth string down, second fret, open, first, second. And we're going to be hammering on, even though we're not playing the fourth string, it's like a ghost note, right? Ghost note is when we're hammering to a note that wasn't played. So, like that. And we want to do this in rhythm, 2 and 3 and 4. And then we go down, up, all right? And then we're going to want to add a slap, all right? So I lift my chord and I kind of slap it down. Now, if you're a little uncomfortable with that, or if that's, if you're sort of more of a beginner level, you don't want to do the slap, that's totally fine. You don't need to do the slap, right? So, but it's nice. Okay? Doesn't have to be a loud slap, just some sort of percussion sound with the muted strings. All right, now for the verse it's a little different, but for the intro, you can hear the guitar going up there. So as far as this high note, so we're going to do that for the intro. You're welcome to just play what's going to be on the verse for the entire song, but I'm just going to go chronologically and not skip anything. So we're going to go up here. Instead of an open G, instead of just like this, we're going to go O, and then 4 on the third string, 3 on the second, 5th on the first. And we're going to pinch. This is our pinch sort of posture here with the thumb on the 5th string and then the first 3 fingers on the first 2 strings. Okay? All at once. So it's like down, up, slap, pinch. Now we go to our A minor 7. And again, same thing. Thumb, 5th string, first 3 fingers. But we're doing an A minor 7. Now you are welcome to do this, which is 2, mute, 2, 1, 2. I found it to be a little bit cumbersome next to the capo here to get all my fingers in time, and I thought, if I'm singing, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to do an A minor 7. Kind of sweetens the sound a little bit. Doesn't change it fundamentally, but it adds a little bit of an extra note to it. All right, adds that minor 7th. So that's what I'm doing, and you're welcome to choose either one, A minor 7. So what we have so far is, and then we go up, slap. All right. So far so good. Down, up, slap. Okay, I forgot a little bit of a slap, I guess, after the G. So you could go like this, slap, G, slap, because it is the 4th beat. But it's not necessary. I'd say I don't do it every single time. But okay, so there we go. Up, slap. Now our F, probably the hardest chord of all here. We're gonna go. So I'm gonna get my F ready, but I'm only gonna need to pinch the bass, which is 6th string. I'm wrapping the thumb over 1st string. Let's learn the chord first on the left hand. 1st fret, wrap over. If you don't want to do the wrap over, you could just ignore that and go. Sounds really nice without the thumb as well, just like that. But I'm going to teach you it this way with the wrap over. 1st fret, mute the 5th string. Actually, the 5th string can ring out, but anyway. And then 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret. So all the fingers. Get a big F with the bass included. Okay? Now, yeah, we actually, on second thought, we don't want that G string to ring out. So we want the 5th string to be muted. So 1, mute, 3, 2, 1, 3. Okay? And for this, though, we want really that O to hammer on. riff to really stick out. So we're only going to play the 6th, 3rd, and 2nd strings as we do the hammer-on. And then we go up, and then we slap. Okay, like this. And then we back to our hammer-on. So we have, the whole line would be 3, 4. Oh, sorry. I need to go up here. 3, 4. And then we're back to our... Okay, so one more time. 3, 4. Sorry. All right, now the second time, I'm following the recording, and you can hear them go way up here. All right. Now they're not in this tuning; they're in standard, but they're playing sort of that melody going up there. So just, you can skip this if you want. Just repeat it 3 times as I've taught it to you. But you can go up here to 5, 5, 5, 7. So when you go, and then back to normal. Okay. 3rd time is like the first time. Start the verse. All right. Now, as is typical, I was just teaching a private lesson the other day where we were going over this kind of complicated intro, and I mentioned, you know, it's almost always harder on the intro because there's no singing yet, and so the guitar part is almost doing the singing. When the singing starts, we want to play simpler parts because we want to focus on the singing. We don't want to get in the way of the melody, etc. So now our part gets a little easier. We don't have to do slapping if we don't want to. We never did, but it's even less necessary because we don't want to be too distracted. And also we don't want to go up here for the G chord. So we're just going to keep it open on the G. So let me just play it first and then we'll break it down, and you'll see you've pretty much already learned it in a sense because this is easier. So 4. Never be a beast of burden. Sing it a little easier. Nice and easy. So we have the hammer-on still, but we don't need to do any slaps. I'll never be until maybe there, because it's nice 4th beat slap. So I'm going to go hammer, down, up. Now a G pinch, completely open, right? Hands free. And then yes, a little slap if you want, and then A minor 7 pinch, up, and then a little slap to an F, just like before. So everything's kind of the same, except we don't have to go to this high G here. I'll never be a beast of burden. And we just repeat that. Nice and slow. 3, 4. I'll never be a beast of burden. La la la, la 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 la. Again. La la la, la 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 la. Good job. Now the second half is very cool because basically it's kind of like a pre-bridge. It sounds strange, but the bass line changes, signaling that we're having a contrasting area here. The chords are the same, but the bass changes. So let me play it first. It's really cool. Play it right. Let's see. That low E can get a little bit sharp. There we go. Or like that is also nice. All right, so I'll teach you both. So we're going to change the bass. So we're going to start it the same way, but this time instead of slapping or just waiting, we're going to go bass, pinched first 3 strings. That's a G over E. Okay, slap. Now F major 7. As I mentioned in the intro, it's like an A minor triad over an F, but it's F major 7 here. It was an A minor chord, but now the bass changes the chord to F major 7. Pretty cool. Okay? Now, up, slap, normal F. Repeat. Cool, right? Really sweetens the sound. All right, now, instead of this A major 7, you can go here, which doesn't look like an F major 7 because of the tuning, but it is. And so but it's also A minor triad over F. It's cool how the major 7 chords can be interpreted a different way. But anyway, here we go. G over E. And now I'm going to go bass, 2, 1, 2. F, 1, mute, mute, 2, 1, 2. So that'll be normal F. Okay. That takes us to the bridge, which we're going to do now. Here. Okay, so Emma Stone. This is just down, down, up, down, up, down, up. You could do bass, down, up, down, up, down, up, or just down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Now we go to our C chord, but this time it's over this E bass. So we have the whole chord. So we're going to go F, 3, 4, down, then to C over E, back to F, again to C over E, this time G, might as well go up here, and we're going to go 3, 0, 0, 4, 3, 5, like before on the intro, but now with the bass wrapped over, and we're going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, down, back to the main hook. So it's only 3 beats there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Back to the... And in fact, in the song, it goes back to the second half of the verse. Right? So a little bit of an interesting song form there. Then it's strong enough again. This only does it 2 times in the whole song, so this is the second time to find, to see. Now the whole song is pretty, 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 pretty. The whole, you know, it just vamps the main verse for the rest of the song with pretty, pretty girl, all that stuff. It just I consider it sort of a jam. So you really have a verse, second half of the verse, chorus, second half of the verse, chorus, then the verse jam ends the song, and they just fade to end. All right, let's switch briefly over, and I'll show you what it sounds like in standard. Let's not switch over. I'm just going to put it in standard on this acoustic. It's not going to sound. You're going to hear how it sounds sort of empty on acoustic, but on electric it sounds quite nice. But I don't feel like plugging in my electric right now. So, I'm feeling a little lazy. All right, so you see the problem right away, right? So now I could try to make it work, but it's a lot of work. My hand's already tired. But on electric with low action, it's really nice, right? Especially if you're playing with a band. So that would be a B triad, 9, 8, 7, hammer on to 9, 9, 9. If that's a new technique, it might be hard because you're hammering on with a bar. But it'd be 9, 8, 7, excuse me, hammer on to 9, 9, 9. And then B, C sharp minor triad. Remember, because we're not using the capo, we consider this to be the concert key of E major. So this is E, B, C sharp instead of, you know, C, G, you know, A minor stuff. All right. Now you're going to hammer 9, 9, 9 to 11, 9, 10. So that would be all together. And that's it. You could never be, play it down here. But this is sort of different from my arrangement. But that's something you could do. You could just play the song in standard. Nothing wrong with that, especially with electric. I think that'll do it. Remember to check out some more videos on the channel, subscribe, and to have fun. This is a fun song to play. Just enjoy. And we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Bye.